Thank you.
So I'm just removing all the constraints here. Okay, and I'm going to create this table. And also there is no data in it. Okay, it's just a plain table. Okay, it's just a plain table. Now in these situations, okay, so somebody has created a table and they want us to add the not null constraint. In such situations, what are the syntaxes we can just see. Okay, so syntax to add not null constraint for an existing table. The data. Okay, so it's very simple. Okay, let me just, yeah, Harisha SN. Harisha, are you there? Harish Chinna. Can you please unmute? Madhavi.
How we know?
Yeah. So what is the syntax to change the data type?
Data type alter
Alter
table name
table name,
add add update.
no. See, when you change any data types or when you change the structure level things, you should not use DML commands. You should use only DDL commands. Abhirami.
Table name, what column name?
Sorry,
Alter table.
can you speak louder? Yeah, go ahead. Amit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is
Alter.
the syntax? Yeah, what is the syntax?
Alter table.
Sorry,
Alter
alter
table.
alter table.
Table name.
Then
Alter column.
alter column.
Column name.
Column name.
New data.
Data type. Good. See, you need to daily practice it, otherwise you will definitely forget. As I mentioned, write down all the syntaxes in one separate notes, or you can backside, you can write it over there. Every day before coming in the class, you have to see once. Okay, so this is the syntax to change the data type, right? Same way, the same syntax we'll use to append the not null also. Okay, so simple. here will not put any, maybe if you want, you can put name data type, or you can put the data type. And here we'll add not null, that's it. Okay, because already table is exist. We just need to add this not null constraint, right? So what we will do is we'll just alter the table, and we just need to alter the column as well. We'll not change any column name or data type. We'll exactly keep the same, but only the thing is extra will add this not null. Okay, so now alter table, and table name would be this one. Alter column, and your column name, let's say patient ID, PID, and the data type is existing data type is integer, and keep the same, don't change anything, and just append not null, that's it. Executed. Okay, and if you want the same for another column, what you need to do is you need to write one more alter statement. You cannot do you cannot append not null for two columns at a time using single command. Okay, so you need to do separately. Appointment and then execute. Okay, like that it should be. So this is the syntax, the same syntax, whatever we are using to change the data type, the same syntax you need to use. At last you need to keep the not null, that's it. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, okay, right done. So first what you need to do is make this case and create this table, and you can write down the syntax, then exam. Write on this, please. Can we change the data once the data was entered? Yes, we can change, but it's not possible to change, to all the data types. Okay, there are some restrictions. Okay, so whenever conversions functions will come, I'll tell you. Write down both the examples. Okay, both the syntaxes. Sorry, let me know once it is done. Finished. Yeah, I think I have executed it. But yeah, you can re-execute it, no issues. If you go and check these tables, now you can see hospital detail, hospital management. If you go and check columns here, you can see these two columns has been updated, altered to not null constraint. Okay, then can I move forward? Yeah, and just one note point I want you to write down for a table. We can add n number of not null constraints. There is no restriction, guys. Write down this. For a table, we can apply n number of not null constraints. Or you can say more than one. That is also fine. Instead of n number of, you can put more than one, please. N number of means again we do have 1024 columns only, right? Okay, for a table. So it's better if you can put, we can add more than one not null constraint. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So using single alter command, we can append not null for a single column only. Okay. So if you want to do, you need to write one more alter command. Next, case 3. Case 3. One second, don't write. So let's say we just altered to not null constraint, right? Let's say I want to make it again to null. Okay, I want to make again null, let's say. So very simple, same syntax. Okay, just you need to write down, and in place of not null, just make it null and execute it, and again it will get converted. I can see appointment ID, it will be null. Okay, so write down this syntax as well, please. Syntax to convert, or just instead of syntax, you can directly write converting from not null to null. Make a side heading and write down this. Either way you can do. Okay, either null to not null to null, it's possible.
Sir, but null is default constraint, right? If you don't put null, it will take directly. Is default constraint, right? If you don't put
Yeah,
null,
default, it's a default null only. But what I'm trying to say, maybe by mistakenly, if we add not null, right, for any column, okay, and later on we came to know that it may allow null also. Okay, in such a case, we have to convert from not null to null. Na? In such situations, you can go for the syntax. Okay.
okay, sir.
But if we just remove the not null constraint, it will automatically become the null constraint, right? Instead of writing again here null.
see, you cannot remove not means the column, either it will be a null or not null. Okay, you
Yes.
cannot remove both the things actually. Okay,
No, like now appointment ID, first we have done it as not null.
correct.
Now I want to make it as null. In the next alter command, if I just write alter table, hospital management and alter column, appointment ID int, it
Okay,
will be not null, right?
you mean to say without a null, if you want to convert to yes, you can simply do that.
Okay.
Without a null also, you can simply execute it. Defaultly, it will make it as null only. Okay, so here it's not mandatory to keep null. Okay, I want you to keep it because again people will get confused because the syntax is for changing the data type, right? So you can keep it. Finished. Then write down case 3, adding not null constraint for an existing table with the data. With the data. Okay, just observe this, don't write. So I'm creating a table, a plain table, no constraints, nothing in that, and also I'm adding some data into it. Yeah, so I'm just adding some data into the table. So 2 rows are affected. Now if I go and do select star from my table name, okay, so let's say if I want to add a not null constraint now, the syntax remains same. Okay, whatever we have used earlier, the same alter command we can use to add a not null constraint. But one thing we have to check is whenever you are applying a not null for an existing table, if there is some data, make sure that column should not contain any null values. Okay, even if it has a single null value, we cannot make it as a not null because see already there is a single null value. How can you make that column as a not null? It's not possible, right? Correct.
Sir.
Yeah,
If
let's
you want mention also, it's defaultly it's null only, right?
sorry.
Now, if you want mention null also, if you defaultly it's null only, right?
Yeah, see one second. These are nullable columns only. Okay. Defaultly, these are nullable columns. Okay. Now I inserted some data into it. Yeah. Now by mistakenly I had put here appointment as null, right? Now later on, my superior asked me to add a not null over there. Got it?
Yeah.
Now,
Okay. So for data. Okay, sir.
yes, there is a data already. Okay.
Okay.
So in that by mistakenly I entered null in the column called appointment ID. Now after that I am trying to add a not null for appointment ID and see what will happen. See, it's not appending it. See, if there is no data, there is no problem, guys. We can add null to null, not null to null. We can do anything for any column. Okay, but if there is a data, we have to check something called whether make sure there won't be any null values in that particular column. See, it is saying that cannot insert the null into the column appointment ID. Okay, column does not allow update fails. Okay, so saying that already there is a null value. Okay, so if there is already existing null value is there, you cannot able to go and append a not null column. See, not null column means what? which does not contain any null, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, but there is already null, na? So it won't allow you to create this null. So what you can do now?
Update that null.
Yes, you have to update this null record, correct? You have to update this null value into either 2 or 3 or whatever it is. Maybe this record is invalid record, then you have to delete it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Like, yeah, so like related to this one. So if we have a bulk data,
mhm.
in that case, is there any possibility to segregate, like with respect to that, like how we segregate in the Excel sheet, right? For example, we'll do a filters, right? Similarly, is there any possibility here?
You have to write the syntaxes, that's it. So you need to write simply how many nulls are there, how many not nulls are there. You can just simply write to make sure whether there is a null value or not. So select star from table name where, okay, so appointment ID is null. It's not equals to null either in where clause or delete statement or wherever you know you are pulling the null values, right? You have to write is null. When you execute this, so you are getting a value, right? Which means that you cannot definitely put a not null over there. For other columns, you can keep it because these are non-null values, right? So you can keep it. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how you need to write a query in SQL Server to segregate the data or filter the data. There is no default filters here.
Okay.
Okay. So this won't be possible. The only way is either you can update this one or you can delete that record. Okay. It depends on the situation. If it is invalid, you can delete it. Or if it is a valid and if you want to update the appointment ID, you can update it. So that you can, you know, make a not null over there. For an example, update my table name set appointment ID equals to 2 where appointment ID you can just put is null. Don't put equals to, it's is null always. So anyway, we have only one record, right? So wherever null is there, it will go and append it. And you make sure there is no null values in that column. See, now it's not showing because there won't be any null records in that column. See, now if we go and simply execute it, it will accept. Okay. The only check what you need to do in case of case 3 is whenever you are adding a not null constraint for any column, make sure that column does not contain any null records. Even if there is a single null, it won't allow us to add a not null. That's the check we need to do. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, if there is no questions, you can write down this. I'll just tell you all these points in the note. Okay. So what you need to do is create the table, insert two records. Okay. And then we can alter this. Or if you don't want to create, just wait for a minute. Okay. If you don't want to create, you can directly draw this table. That is also fine for me. You can draw this table with the data. You need not to write these statements. Draw this table under case 3 and keep this data, but in place of 2, make it as null. Okay. In place of 2, please make it as null. Okay, I think it's a not null column. It won't allow. Make it as a null, this one. Okay. So after drawn this table, make a note and write down. If we want to add not null for an existing table, with some data, then make sure that there won't be any null records in that particular column. If you want to add not null for an existing table with some data, then make sure there won't be any null records in that particular column. Okay, if it is multiple columns, you have to check every column. And how to check it means this is the simple syntax. You can write down this select statement. In whichever column you want to check the null, you can write this simple where class with select, and you can make sure there won't be any nulls.
Can we use and state and modifier or what is that operator in this select?
Yes, you can use.
If multiple columns are null, can we?
You can where appointment ID is null and PID equals to 1001 something you can do.
Sir, particularly like example number 3 or 4, they don't need to update anything, but they want some blank column.
Sorry?
Like example number 3 and 4, the column.
Okay.
They want that table, but they don't need to update there, but they need it's a blank.
See, blank it's not possible. Why? Because it's integer column, na.
Okay.
Okay, so blank it's not possible. Either you can keep non-null value or null value if it is a nullable column. That's the only option.
Okay.
The not nullable column, definitely it should be an integers.
Okay, okay.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes.
The thing is like, suppose we assume that there are many columns are there. So, and also there are many null values are there. So like, how can I check in one query that like how many null values are?
One second, go slow.
Suppose if there are many columns and in that many columns, like there are many values also there. So there are null values in like most of the columns. So I want to write a one query so that I can find out if there is any null value in any of the column.
There, right? Syntax is there, right?
Yeah, here it is.
For only one column, not for all the right.
It will filter all though.
No. See, if it will filter in that particular column only.
Yeah.
See, wherever you want to add a not null constraint, okay, you have to write that filter using this condition. For all the columns, you cannot write it in single syntax. It's not possible.
Okay. So I got that. And check for a particular column, not for all.
You know, here hospital management is a table name, right?
Yes.
So then it has to filter wherever not null is there. Wherever
if
null
you see this,
okay,
I have written
appointment
a
ID,
where.
right? Sorry.
Where command is there? Where command?
Okay. In case if we write is it possible to write for a complete table?
No.
No, right? Okay.
Yeah. Write down this one as well, okay? this alter command you can write to add a not null. But before that, we need to check that not point. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, can you scroll up little? I might have missed some point to write down.
Okay.
Just a bit. Okay, thank you.
Don't draw. I mean, don't create these statements and all. Don't write these statements. Just draw the table. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, with data. Finished?
Yeah.
We need to use update command to change if any of the data is null to not null, right? We have to enter
Yes.
a value and update it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Done. Done, right? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, done.
Sure.
Okay, now we'll go with the next constraint. See, again, all these nulls, not nulls, everything will come into the picture. Okay, as of now, I'm just giving one example and concept. Yeah, and real time point of view, it depends, guys. So if it is a new project, for you it will be either case 1 or case 2. Okay, and if it is an existing project, so already tables will be there, data also will be there, maybe constraints also will be there, but if at all you need to change something, then you need to go for case 3. Okay, that's where I designed these 3 cases. Whichever you want, you can use it. Yeah, now the second constraint is check constraint. Right now, and here also 3 cases will be there. What is the first case? Case 1, applying check constraint for newly creating table. This is the case 1, right? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Sir.
Okay, yeah. So what is meant by check constraint means, if I want to add some checks. Okay, as I said earlier, my PAN card number should not exceed some 10 characters and all. It should not be less or greater than. And also credit card number and any account numbers or CVVs, okay, or email addresses, anything. Okay, if you want to put some condition or that, yes, we'll go ahead with this actually. So I'll give you some examples here. See, I'm writing directly the examples. Okay, so wherever syntax is required, first I'll write syntax, then I'll write the example. Okay, let's see. Okay, so here the suitable table is not there. I'll just go and create table. I'll just say account details. Okay, account number, and account number should be not null, correct? And accountant name should be varchar of 100, and I'll make not null this one as well. Okay, and then account gender, and this will be char of 1. And last time we I said that gender, if someone will enter any single character, it will allow, correct?
Yes, sir.
Even if I put A, B, C, separate single characters, it will allow. But according to us, it has to allow what? Only either M or F, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. In this case, we can simply go and put a check condition. Okay. So if you put this check condition, SQL, when you enter some value, SQL server will check that. Okay. So whether it is satisfying with these conditions or not, then it will allow that. So the condition is check. Okay, check. We have to write in brackets, guys, this condition. Check gender. Okay, so if it is a single value, we can put single equals to and put either F or M. Okay, now it's multiple values, right? Then you have to put in M, comma, in single quote F. Okay, now so you have to write check. In the condition should be within brackets, okay, and it is not square brackets, okay. So it should be this, right? So a gender in, and again you have to write multiple values, whatever you want to allow. Yeah, then it will allow only these values, guys. Understand? And tell me, will it be a nullable column defaultly, or will it be a not nullable column?
It's a not nullable.
And not null.
How come not nullable?
Because we entering data. Right?
No, see, we are not entering details. We are applying a condition here. It's still nullable only, okay? See, whatever you are applying, it's not a data. It's a condition. Okay? Understand? Yeah.
Yes.
See, when I'm giving a form to you, right? In mobile numbers and all, if you enter characters, it won't allow. Correct?
Yeah.
Because I had put a condition in the backend saying that please allow only integers. Okay, in the similar way, here I am applying in the backend for this column, please allow either M or F. Okay, either of the one. Yeah, but still this column is a nullable column only, guys. Until unless you go and append that not null, it won't take the not null. Okay, and if you ask me, sir, how to apply not null and check both for a column, is simply keep not null here. That's it. Not null, paste check condition, or you can append this not null at the end also. Either way, it is fine, no issues. Okay, so you need not to follow any sequence for the applying the constraints. Simply you can keep one constraint, space another constraints. Clear?
Can you repeat once again, sir? Internet connection is lost.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to, so when you keep a check condition, okay, it will check these conditions, but still it is a nullable column only. It will allow null values. Okay, so if you want to append a not null, simply you need to keep not null space then check constraint. So two constraints you can apply for a single column. It's a possible case. Yes, this not null you can keep it over here, or you can put at the end of the check constraint also. Okay, there is no particular sequence you need to follow. Wherever you want, you can keep it. That's not an issue. Yeah. And next, what else will be there? Account, sorry, account PAN. Okay, so I'll just simply keep simply PAN, not PAN card number and all. So, and it will be what?
Where can?
I'll just put varchar of some 10 something. Okay, now, but if someone will allow pass less than 10 characters, will it allow or not?
It will.
It will not allow, sir.
It will allow.
It will allow, sir.
Yes, it will allow. Okay, so now again I want to make sure it should be an ordinal, and let me put a check condition. What check condition we have to put? Tell me.
A pen.
Length of a pen.
Exactly. We have to check the length, correct?
Yeah.
So for that we have a function called length function in SQL Server. Simply, if you need to write, I'll show you that. Show you. Select len. Len is a function, guys. These functions will come later, but just for this particular check constraint, we need it and just use it. Okay. So if I write, let's say it is my PAN card number K0824H. So if I simply write a length function, no, it will give us the length. What is the length of each? I mean, how many characters are there? It will give us that length actually. If there is a space also, it will take that one as a one character. Okay. So if you see, if I'm giving something like this, see it's increased. Okay. So here also same thing you need to do, check off len of this column name. That's what we need to check, right? The column name is, don't think this column length it will check. Whatever data we are entering, that length it will check. Okay. Yeah. So the length should be what?
And
Not less than 10.
Equals to 10.
It should be equals to 10, right? It's not less than, it should not be greater than, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It should be equal to 10. So that's why length of a pan equals to 10 you have to put. It should not be less, should not be more. They have to enter 10 characters. Yes. Next. Yes. Next column, please.
Other numbers, sir.
Yeah, other. So it will be definitely a big int, right?
Yes, sir.
And it should be not null. And what is the condition we can apply? How many numbers? Other numbers?
12.
12 numbers.
12 numbers. No? Yeah, we can just put a other equals to 10. 12.
12. Yeah, 12.
Okay. Then
Mobile number, sir.
a mobile number, and this will also a begin. So we can simply add this same, no?
Yeah. Number
But here column name should be a mobile number, and it
Number
should be
10.
then sorry,
Address, sir.
okay, I'll just add address also. A address. Okay, and it will be a varchar, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now let me add one more constraint here. For an example, I want to allow only a particular village people here, not everyone. I want to allow only particular village people, either one or multiple. Okay. Yeah. So let's say consider that not taking any village's name because everyone should familiar with the names, right? So that's why I'll just take Kormangala. Okay, or Marthalli or anything you can take. Okay. So it has to allow only Kormangala people, right? Yeah, whenever they're entering other addresses, it should not allow. Yeah. So what you can do now, a address equals to Koramangala. Correct? Yeah. So if it is multiple, you can put in operator. If it is single, you can put like this. Understand?
Yes.
And I'll put a age also, and a age it should be integer, no? And let it be null also, even address also null. Now I want to check some condition. So age should be what? Yeah, whenever someone needs to take an account, what is their age should be?
18.
18.
Should be 18 or more than 18?
Greater than
More
equal
than
to
18.
Yes,
Greater than
should
or
be
equal
greater
to.
than or equals to 18. You can put that condition, greater than or equals to 18. And if is there any time, is there any age limit?
No, sir.
No age
Okay.
limit, right? But
Yes, sir.
if at all there is any age limit, see, for you can put like this, and age less than or equals to 90 something. So you can apply like this. Okay. See, you are getting all the operators here. In operator equals to greater than, less than, and operator. Okay. Yeah. So there is no such limit called less than 90 or less than 100, right? You can simply keep it. So if someone will enter less than their age, no, it will not allow this. Okay. Yeah. What else?
Account activeness.
Mail ID, sir.
Date of birth.
Account active. Okay. Account active or inactive will denote by the bit data type. And this will also should not be a not null. I mean, should be a not null column. See, bit means either it will allow 1 or 0. That's it. Okay, let it be. So these many columns are enough again, because we have to enter so much of data, right? Yeah. So let's execute this and insert into my table and values. Okay, and account number, let's say I'm just keeping 101, and then name will be Radha Krishna, and gender I'm just entering M, comma, a PAN number APCP 0856K, comma, and PAN number, no, not it is PAN number only, Aadhaar number, right? So Aadhaar number correct.
And you have entered only 9 digits, 9 characters.
And PAN card number, sir.
Okay.
Another one. Okay.
Okay. Next, mobile number. 292092, and address it should be Koramangala. So as per the condition, I'm just giving all the proper details for the first row. Okay, and age will be, let's say, 19, and active will be 1. So it's allowing because I'm satisfying with I'm just entering all the values according to my check condition. Okay, so let's say if I miss something, or if I'm entering a wrong information, not wrong, if I'm entering a information which is not satisfied with that condition, let's see what will happen. Anyway, if you put null here itself, it will throw an error. Yeah, so I'll just make it as 102. I'll just make it as Krishna and male, and then yeah, so on male, and here let's say I'll just remove 1 or 2 characters. Okay, let's see what will happen. And I'll also change a number. Let me put 17 also. Okay, so this is also not satisfied, and this is also not satisfied, but which value is entering first? This value, correct?
Yes, sir.
So there only it will throw an error. The insert statement conflicted with check constraint. Okay, and the conflicted occurred in the database, this one, and it is also telling which table, which schema, and which column also. Okay, So it is saying that conflict. Okay, why this conflict will come means the value whatever you are entering, it is not satisfied with this condition. That's the reason. So
It is not showing. It is not showing the second error.
Yeah, it won't, because here itself you are getting an error, right? The statement will stop the exit. Okay. So once you correct this, here it will throw an error now. Okay, so let me correct.
So step by step it will project
exactly.
Is not bad.
So let's say, so now it's proper. Let's go and check this and we'll see. See now different error, and now it is showing under age because I have corrected this. Okay. Yeah. And one more thing, see, wherever I created this check constraint, the SQL server will give a name for us, a name for that particular check constraint. Okay. So here we have created one check. For this one, the SQL server will defaultly assign a name. Okay. And how that name could be, let me show you. And what is the purpose of that name also, I'll tell you. See, if you go to table columns, right? Sorry, not columns. Yeah, columns are there. So here you cannot see, what constraints we do have. Only we can see either null or not null. If you want to see the constraints now, you have to go to constraints tab. Could you please see here? So they're appending a name saying that, stating that CK means check. Okay, underscore which table, account details table, which column. It's not giving complete column name. It will be giving first 5 characters or 3 characters. Okay. So or the underscore, it is giving some random number. Okay. So 1 second, I'm getting a lot of disturbance. See, once you ask the question, please mute yourself. Yeah. And it is giving some random number. So with this, we can easily understand that, okay, there is a check constraint in this table on top of this column. Okay, now I have to go and check what is that condition. So if you want to check that condition, so you can simply right click. You have to take the create script table as create to new query window. Yesterday I have shown you, no? Okay, you can see the conditions. Okay, you can simply see what are the conditions we have, and then based upon that we can we can take the step. I'm just closing it. So now what is the purpose of this names? Why the SQL server is defaultly giving some names means, I'll tell you the reason behind that. For an example, we added a check constraint for multiple columns, right? Now after some time, my client or my superior said that please remove the check constraints for this column, address column, because I'm going to allow other branch people also. Please go and remove that condition. Okay, in such a case, what you can do is syntax to drop the constraint, guys. Any constraint, same syntax. Syntax to drop the check constraints. Let me put. Yeah. So first of all, you need to alter the table. It is mandatory. Okay. Alter table name. Drop. However, we drop the column na same case, but instead of drop column name, we'll just put drop constraint name. That's it. Okay, constraint name. Now you can simply write. So this is the table name, right? Just a second. Yeah. Example would be alter table name. And drop constraint name. Yeah. So now the constraint name is what? You cannot put this condition, guys. It's wrong. Okay, what is the constraint name for this?
Check.
This one, right? So yes, this one. CK underscore account details. A add address, correct? So See, for typing, it's a bit difficult because there are some random numbers. Simply you can drag and drop. Okay. And you can just drop it. Yeah, see. Now if you go and just refresh, that condition won't be there for us. That's where SQL Server will give us a name. The only purpose of this name is we can, if you don't want that condition, by using that name, we can drop it. Clear?
Sir, for this constraint, like, can we give the name for the? I mean, since we're having those names from defaultly, so can we name them?
We can name them. It will come in the second and third cases. Okay. Yeah. In first cases, yeah, the SQL Server will take it default.
Sir, for account active, why not we can take care, sir, because the characters yes or no.
Sorry. For account number?
For account active status, why can't we use care as a character yes or no instead of bit?
Then in such a case, you have to go for, see if it is Y and N, you can go for char of 1 and you can use the check constraint. If it is a yes, completely YES and then NO, you have to use the varchar.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you want to maintain closed, open, hold, something like that, again, you have to use the varchar. Okay. See, the thing is, if you want to store that characters, it will take a lot of memory. Na? So that's why simply, to denote easily and to understand easily, we can simply go for 0 and 1s. And to store 0s and 1s, so it's very, the memory will take very less. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, can we alter the constraint?
Can we?
Alter the constraint, like alter table, alter the constraint.
Alter the constraint means, is it name or condition?
Condition, sir.
Yes, we can do that. Altering, 1 second. No, we cannot alter. The only option is we have to drop and recreate. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So if I want to add one more, this one, what you can say, one more branch for this, the only option is drop the constraint completely, then add the constraint again. I'll show you how to add it. Understand everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So please create this. Case 1, please create this complete table along with the constraints. It's very important. Okay.
Hi, Vinod.
Yes.
Can we add for date constraint? Check whether it is in the format of a year, month, and date.
Format, right?
Yeah. For date.
For date.
Customer date of birth, if we enter, we will enter it as varchar, right?
Yes.
And if we can we give the check constraint as check whether it is in the format of year, month, and date, because anyway it will take only in 2 formats.
Correct.
So that can we add that check condition for that date
Now
of
why
birth?
to add? Anyway, it is allowing only 2 formats, right? Why to add again a constraint on top of it? It's not required, na?
Okay.
Yeah.
And one small note, can we change this general bracket to square bracket or
No.
flower bracket?
No. Whatever conditions we are applying here, okay, that is, you should not use the general brackets. Okay. So I have to use these brackets only. So whatever square brackets you're using, right? So that is only for the table names, database names, and column names. But for conditions and all, you have to use these square brackets. Okay. Yeah, first create this table and insert some data into it. And this is a success row. I'll just put yes and F. Yes, failure. Success. And syntax to drop the constraint you can write.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, in each data type, you make use of int, right? Here.
Sorry.
In age, you make use of the data type int.
In age, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It will go into success only. Like it won't throw any error, but only the thing is storage matters, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, sir. It will take into 4 bytes for one character.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
If you have any questions and if you feel you will forgot in the last, you can put it in the chat window. At the end of the session, I'll just answer all your questions.
Sir, once again, this failure statement explain, sir.
Which one?
Failure statement. How it is fail?
So it's failing because I'm entering less than 10 characters here.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so whenever you are entering less
numbers.
than 10 or more than 10, right? First of all, before entering this value, it will check this condition, whether
Okay,
the
sir.
length is exactly 10 or not.
Okay.
Yeah. Even all these conditions also it will check whether the Aadhaar is having 12 integers, mobile number having 10 digits. So all these things it will check.
In success statement, the some are missing, sir. That's why.
Where?
In the statement, some numbers are missing, no, sir. That's why.
Finished? Not yet.
Yes, sir.
Finished, huh?
Why I have written it? We can ignore this into, right?
Which one? We
Insert
can ignore.
Okay.
Yeah. Make it null also, right? Yeah, gender. Yes, Pooja. We can ignore, okay, but it's your wish, okay. If you want to put a not null, you can put, or if you want to ignore, you can ignore it. If it is a mandatory column, male or female, then you can put not null. Otherwise, it is not required. So it's all depends on your requirements actually. Okay. Okay, for check constraints in active column, how to write 3 conditions. Okay, active, not active, hold. So if that's the case, right, we cannot go for these zeros and ones. So you have to go for a varchar data type and make a check condition saying that check a active or a status in active comma not active comma hold. So if someone is entering some data, they have to enter only these statuses, not any other status. Even if they are entering other statuses, it will throw an error. Got it, Nikhil?
Yes, sir.
Let me know once it is finished.
ಬಿಟ್ಟ ಕೊಡ್ತಾವ
Finished. Okay, shall I go ahead? Right on. Case 2. Applying check constraint for an existing table without data. Without data. Okay, so let me take the same table and I'm not going to append any constraints. Maybe let it be the not nulls, that's fine. The only thing is I'll just remove these conditions. I'll just cut and I'll paste it in the below because we'll reuse it again. Anybody feeling sleepy?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, let me know if you feel sleepy. So I have created a table, only not nulls are there. There is no check conditions, correct? Now this is an existing table and there is no data. I didn't added any data over here. Okay. So in such cases, the syntax is alter. I'm writing a syntax, don't write, just observe alter table name. Then add constraint name. Okay. Then this is for check, specifically check and condition. Should be in brackets. See, for not null, it's a different syntax. For all other constraints, so it's similar syntax only. Only one or two keywords will change, but the same syntax will be useful for all the other constraints except not null, guys. For unique key, primary key, foreign key, and all, we'll use the similar kind of syntax only. The only thing is this third line will change. These things will remain same. Yeah, this is the syntax actually. Yeah, syntax for check. That to an existing table. Now the example will be alter table. Please don't write. Observe account details. Add also a keyword here. Yes. Add constraint and then constraint name, guys. Now in this case, no earlier case, the constraint name is given by whom? In case 1,
System only. No?
System, correct? But in the second and third case, we have to give it the constraint name. So let's say CK will also follow the same format to give the name, because in future case, if you see that, right, we should understand by seeing the name itself, we should understand that, okay, this is a check constraint, this is exist on this table and this column, okay, all those stuff. Okay, I'll maintain like CK underscore, and I'll just put account details and also underscores which column. Let's say I'm going to apply on the age gender, right? Let me keep it. And see, it has been assigned some random numbers, and in my case, I'm not going to add any random numbers. Okay, it's not mandatory to have it. So just for distinction or uniqueness, the SQL Server has provided. Okay, I'm not going to give any numbers here. Then check and write down this condition, whatever we have applied. That's it, guys. Okay, so alter table name. We need to alter the table and add a constraint and check age gender in this. That's it. Yeah, and in the similar way, if you want to do it for other columns, you have to write one more alter command. Why do we need to write one more alter command? Means, see, for every condition there should be a different constraint names. Okay, so in a single command it's not possible to give it. So let's say the second column name is a pan, right? So you can give a pan and you can apply that condition like this. Okay, it's a bit simple actually. You just need to simply go and execute it. See, so now if you go and refresh this and you refresh this one also, I will be having only 2 columns. Okay, now if you if you say that, sir, instead of going with this name, I'm going with ABC, will it take it or not? Definitely it will take it. But the problem is, let's say you created it, after a week if you come back and see this ABC, will you be able to understand what exactly the constraint it is? Yes or no? Will you be able to understand by seeing that name?
No, sir.
Definitely no, right? So you have to take out that script and you have to see, okay, what is that condition under. But if you give this name, everyone can easily understand, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the reason we should always give a proper constraint name, a meaningful constraint name, and you have to follow this format. CK means check and the table name and column. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Okay, now what I want you to do is, don't create this many columns just for time being. You can just create this table, write down the syntax, write down this both the examples for case 2. Yeah, make it fast, please.
Vinod, here heading says applying check constraint for an existing without data, right?
Existing table.
Okay. So without data, like how it is going to work out this check constraint? So when we are writing this check constraint when we are writing inserting the data, it's going to impact on the.
Yes, exactly. So without data means the only structure is there, and before entering the data we are applying the conditions like this. Because see, sometimes what will happen, we might have created the tables without any conditions. Okay, later part of the client will come back and say that please go and add a constraint. In such cases this case will help. Okay, so once you add these conditions, right, then after you can go and insert the data. Whatever your insertion, that will definitely insert based upon these conditions only.
Yeah, clear.
See, I'm giving you all the possible cases here.
Hi Vinod.
Yes.
For PAN number, we have given limit as 10. Can we give? We can give it as we can give more also and apply check condition, right?
PAN number.
Where can we have given as limit 10 characters?
Correct.
We can give it as any character up to like 100 or 20 or 25. And we can apply check condition, right?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Done. Then write down case 3.
Done, sir.
Case 3 with the data. Don't create table. Just write on the side heading. Okay. See, don't write, please. So I'm just creating and I'm not applying any check constraints here. And also I'm entering some data into it, right? Okay, it has only 4 columns, right? Let me put only 4. Okay. Now I'm entering this data into it. Now I do have two rows as well. Yeah. So now I have this data, right? Now same thing, the syntax remains same, guys. There is no change in it. Okay, for case 2 and case 3. Now let me add these constraints on top of this column. Okay, let's say, I think, let me put one more row. Let's say Radha and female. Mm, okay, so now I do have 3 rows in my table, right? Yeah. So we have males and females both we do have, and there is no point.
Vinod, sorry to
Okay.
interrupt.
Let
There
me
was an error
finish.
reflected, right?
Yeah, it's because of here 10 characters we have given, and I entered more than 10. That's why.
So that is, it is showing something like truncated value.
Yeah, it is showing like string or binary would be truncated. That's the error. Okay. We are giving more than the length whatever we are given, then it will be showing an error. Yeah. Now these are the 3 rows which we have. And now if I want to apply a check constraint for the existing table with some data, then what and all the things what we need to check is when we execute this condition, say it's successful, there is no problem with this. Reason behind that is whenever you are executing this condition, the SQL server will go and check whether all these rows are satisfied with these conditions or not. It will check it, guys. If any single row is not satisfied, then SQL server will not allow us to create this condition, this constraint. Okay. So let me give you another example. Say I'm adding a PAN card length of 10 here. Whereas if you see, this has 10 characters. This also have 10 characters. Whereas this one, it is less than 10 characters. Okay. Let's see if the SQL server will allow us to create this constraint or not. So it is throwing an error saying that the alter statement conflicted with the check constraint PAN. The conflict occurred in this base database and this column. So meaning there is some data in the PAN card column, and one of the row or more than one row, it's not satisfying with this condition. So that's the reason we cannot able to create this condition on top of this column, a PAN card. So a simple theme over here is or funda over here is, if there is an existing data in a table, if there is an existing table data in a table, and before adding this constraints, okay, before adding this check constraint, make sure the condition should satisfy with all the records. Okay, the condition will satisfy with the all the records, then only we can add this condition. That's the one check we need to do. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you try to apply. Definitely if it is throw an error, there could be a problem. Okay. Yeah, that's what. So here you can just what you can do, don't create this table, just draw this, directly draw this table, and here after drawing the table, make a note saying that if we want to add check constraint for an existing table, make sure all the rows in that particular column should satisfy with the check condition. Okay, see, if there is no data, there is no problem, right? No need to check anything, correct? In the case 2, if there is no data, no need to check, right, any condition. Only in the case 3 we have to verify this. Okay. So draw this table, then write down this note point, and again execute this write down this one. So this one will be success. The first syntax will be success one. this will be failed because rows are not satisfied the given below condition. It can be one row, it can be more than one row.
Sir, then what is the use of applying check if you have to check all the columns that it is right or wrong?
Sorry?
Sir, if you are checking all the columns first only that it is satisfying the condition or not, then what is the use of
Use is like
using check?
see, this is a wrong information, right? Correct?
Okay, sir.
We can identify it. Okay, there is a problem in that particular PAN number column. So we are getting a
error,
yes.
we can use this.
It's not finding error actually. Okay. It's kind of, if already data is there, okay, we want to go and apply a condition. Okay. So if you apply it, it's well and good. If everything is working fine, it's well and good. If it is not, means okay, we can go and tell the client that there are some wrong information you already entered, so I cannot apply this check condition. You tell me what should I do, whether I should remove this record or should I update this with the proper information and then apply the check constraint. Okay, it's not only for checking whether it is correct or not. Okay.
Okay.
See, in real time and all, we won't, will not get such kind of issues and all. Okay. So, but I'm giving you the possible case. Let me know once it is done. Finished?
No.
Okay.
ಬಂದ್ರಿ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಹ್ಞೂ
Hi, sir.
Just tell me.
Sir, before you drop the constraint, no, sir. In that you took that drag and drop the constraint name, that CK
Correct.
underscore account details, all those things, no, sir.
Correct.
Instead of that, can we comment that drop constraint the account details directly?
No, it's not possible. See, already you have appended this condition, right? So you cannot comment or you cannot do anything. So the only option is you can drop. Drop is the only option to remove it completely.
Oh, so adding the constraint we can directly use like this.
Sorry, adding?
For adding, we can use directly the table name, sir.
Not getting it.
In this, you have written, no, sir, alter
Yes,
table
correct.
account details,
Correct.
add constraint CK.
Correct.
This one, sir, account details, age and. To drop, sir, we have to drag and drop the.
No, not required actually. See, earlier case there are some random numbers at the end, no. So that's why I dragged. Okay, but in this case you can simply write it, right? So like alter table name, and simply you can write like drop constraint and that constraint name, whatever it is. Copy this and paste. That's it. So there we have a random numbers. Just to type, it will take bit time. No, that's why I just dragged.
Oh, okay, sir. It is also possible, sir. That's I'm asking.
Yes, it is also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Finished?
Yes, sir. Finished.
Okay. Next, default constraint. In that case, one. While creating new table. Or you can write applying default constraint while creating new table. Anything is fine. Default constraint. While creating new table. Okay. Finished. Okay, just observe, don't write. Okay, so I'm just dropping this. Yeah. So in this table now, okay, so in this table, tell me, is there any repeated value will come? Any column which will have a repeated word?
Gender, sir.
Gender.
See, in gender we'll be having M's and F's, both are there, na?
Yes, sir.
But I need a single value which should repeat for every person.
Age will be temporary.
Age will not repeat, no, for all the people. I mean to say, same keyword should get repeat. Say, can I take a address as a repeated value? Because we are allowing only Kormangala people, right?
Yes.
So which means for every person, the address is Kormangala only, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So what is the purpose of default constraint is for any column, okay, if the same value is there, instead of re-entering from their end or your end, right? So what you can do is we can make it as default value. So saying that, let me just show you default. Okay, default is a constraint and make it as just, yeah, after default a space you need to give and simply give Kormangala. If you give something like this, what is the purpose of this one? So defaultly it will take Kormangala. You don't need to pass it. Okay, you don't need to pass any address. So defaultly it will take it. So with this we can save our time, no? correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
no need to enter a value for this, correct?
Yes.
And in the same case, even and this is a nullable column only default, because unless you go and add a not null, it won't consider as a not null. Yeah. And when it comes to active, see, initially every person is active, no, correct? Let's say he when he will expire, or he might maybe he is deleting the account or deactivating account. In such cases, so it will be coming as zeros, correct?
Yes, sir.
So defaultly they should be active only, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
now what we can do is we can make it as here also default 1. Okay, so for any column, if you want to enter a repeated value, okay, so what you can do is we can go and add a default constraint, so that you no need to enter a value. You can just simply leave that column. Okay, so defaultly SQL Server will take that value. Yeah, but is it possible to apply a default constraint for any of the above columns, for gender, other, mobile numbers? No, right?
sir, no.
Because those are different values will come, correct? Yeah. So now we'll see what will happen. See now how many columns are there totally?
9.
9, sir.
9, sir.
9.
How many values we need to insert? So this is the question which we have now. Okay.
1, 2.
So it depends on the below formula. Okay. So total number of columns minus number of default
columns.
Because default values we are not going to pass it now. So how many number of columns we have totally?
9.
Number of default constraints?
2.
So you need to pass
7.
7 values. So this is the default this is the formula you need to apply when there are default constraints in your table. Okay. So now tell me how to enter the values. You have to ignore 2 columns, right? How will you ignore it? Hello. See, I should not pass address and active because it's a default one, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then how will you ignore these columns while inserting?
While writing a syntax, I will add all other rest.
Exactly. We need to add the column list, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. A number, comma, A name, comma, A gender, comma, A PAN. Could you please mute A Aadhaar and then A mobile? And I have to ignore address, correct?
Address,
comma, A age. And I have to ignore active as well.
active. Yeah.
So I'll just put A age and then I'll just put value simply and you can enter. Okay. So for an example, not one again, and Salman, and then gender will be male, come on, and then PAN number will be KLDL J0928A something, comma, and PAN number will be, okay, PAN is done. Other number will be something like this. Is it correct? 4. Okay, one more number. And mobile number will be comma, age will be 20. Let's see. Yeah, and I'm entering this. Oh, okay. I think I haven't created this table. Let me create it. Table has been created, and I added default constraints and check not null as well. So one row has been inserted. Let's see what will happen to your other columns, address and account active, whether will it be defaultly taken or not. Can you see this? So
Yes,
Koramangala has been defaultly added and active also defaultly added, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with this we can say our time, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So maybe you have a question that, sir, here we are saving a question, but here we are entering all the columns, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it is only one time. No, going forward, we can simply copy paste, right? Correct.
Yes, sir.
The column is
Even alt
selected. Yes, we can just simply copy paste and you can enter the values.
Yes.
Yeah, in such a case, this default constraint will be help us actually. So defaultly, if you want to pass something, you can pass it. Okay. Now the another question here is, let's say the manager said that defaultly it should be Koramangala. Maybe we are going to allow some other people also. Okay, I mean a different branch people I want to enter. In such case, what will happen? So let's see. Insert into my account details table. I'm going to forcibly enter a value into my default constraint case. Let's see what will happen. Okay. Are you getting it? What I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm forcibly entering a value. Let's say Madhavi and female. And let's copy the same. Okay. Only few things I'll change. Deal. And 4, 3, and it will be 29. Okay. And here, what and all the things I need to add?
Address and
after mobile number address should add. Let's say instead of Koramangala, I'll just say BTM, comma, and then age is this, and is active. Maybe I'll just pass it as 0, or let it be 1 also, no problem. Okay. I think defaultly it is 1 only, right? Let's make 0. Yeah. So maybe she's one of the old customer and she's from BTM, and I want to enter the details as well for an example, and she's inactive. Okay. So let's see what will happen. Will it allow or not? See, it's allowing. Even though there is a default constraint, I am forcibly entering a value into my default, columns, and it's allowing. Let's see what is the data in it. I'll tell you what is exactly happening. Hello. Can you see this? It's allowing BTM and active also it's 0. Okay. So here the meaning over here is in a default constraint, if you are forcibly enter a value, then it will take that manually entered value. If you are not entering anything into your defaults, then it will take the default value.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the concept here. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, and the number of values you need to pass, it depends on this formula. Total number of columns minus number of default constraints, because for a table we can provide more than one default constraint. Even check also, guys. Okay, not null, check, default, all these constraints we can apply more than one for a table. Okay, if there are 100 columns and if there are 99 default constraints, then how many values you need to insert?
Pardon?
1.
There are 100 columns and 99
One.
default constraints.
One.
We need to pass 1. And what is the mandatory thing there while inserting?
Sorry.
While inserting, what is the mandatory thing?
Column names.
Exactly. We should mention the column list. Okay.
Vinod, here I have one question.
Yes.
For example, the same scenario, vice versa, if you go, like we have 100 columns. In that one column is like default will be. The rest is 99 is like a non-default. So is there any possibility to reduce the time consumption, like taking a default value and executing the syntax?
No, it's not possible.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Any other questions? If no, you can write down this.
So the BTM thing here explained, no? Instead of Komangla.
Yes, tell me.
Yes. Can you just repeat it, sir, please?
You want me to repeat this?
Yes, sir, just a simple.
So what I'm saying is, in the default constraint, if you are not entering any value for your address and active, no, it will defaultly take that value. Okay.
Yes.
And in the other case, that is the case one, you know, in the other case, what will happen in default is if you forcibly enter a value into this address and active, then it will take the manually entered value, not the default ones.
Okay. Okay.
That's how it will be. Yeah. Okay, write down please from here to here unit. So write down all these side headings, then only write down the below examples. Okay, otherwise you won't understand. Is mainly in the default constraint level. Okay, this mentioning the column
table.
Sorry. Sorry, tell me.
We have to copy the table.
Yes, you have to you know, write down from top to bottom. I know it is very time-taking process to write down, but still there is no other option. You have to write. Then only you can easily understand. I think some of the people has written the notes in their college days, and after so many years, again they're writing now. I think because of that you will get pain, right? Yeah. Anybody writing notes in the pages like all-in-ones?
Yes, sir.
Don't do that. You have to maintain a separate notes.
No, I'm writing in book only. But maintaining crystal clear.
Yes. This book is going to be help in your entire life.
Yes, sir.
Ranjita, can you please mute? So today's assignment is you need to finish all these things. I mean, you need to practice all these, you know, constraints with various tables, not only single table. Okay. So if you practice only whatever I said, I don't think so it will be useful. You have to practice in a different ways. Okay. On multiple tables. And then that assignment you have to upload. Whatever you have written in the query windows, right? Save it and you know, upload it. So I'm going to verify this Saturday, Sunday, all your assignments.
Sir?
Yes.
Yesterday you have said like schemas, no, sir? That
Yes.
that one also we should practice.
Yes, everything. See, if I am not giving any assignments, means don't you know, take it like it's a leisure one. Okay, leisure period.
Sir, we have
Okay, so whatever I said, you have to practice without it. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Even if I'm not asking, you should go and upload it.
Okay.
That's how it will be. Okay.
Okay.
So you can just name that file name as schema, practices schemas, or practice this constraints, check constraint default. You can upload it over there. That's how it should be. So
Okay.
you have to submit the assignments case with or without asking. And just be thorough with that syntax. We don't know when me and Ramesh will come back and ask the questions. Okay. And yeah, and always you need to log in with your laptop only. Again, sometimes we'll ask you to share your screen and write down the syntaxes and examples and all.
Vinod, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, can you resend yesterday's class recording, sir, in the drive?
Sorry?
It's not there in the drive, sir. Yesterday's recording. Can you resend? Re-upload it.
Why? It's not there.
No, yesterday's recordings.
Okay.
I think we downloaded.
Yesterday I'm not downloaded.
Please download. Please download it. Or I upload whenever I'll send a message over there, right? Go and download it, okay? Maximum మీరు బ్రేక్ఫాస్ట్ అయిన టైంలో అది డౌన్లోడ్ అయిపోతుంది. Why to wait? Okay.
I think someone is deleted, sir. Just now I have checked.
Sorry?
Just now I am checking, sir. Someone is deleted. Yesterday's class recording is not there.
I forgot to add that email address. Today, by end of today, I'll definitely add all your email addresses.
Yes, okay, sir.
Yeah. Done?
We need to write this table, sir.
No, not required actually. Up to that last instance statement you have to write.
Okay, thank you.
Done?
Okay.
It's done, right?
Just a minute.
Okay. I'll take another 5-10 minutes to finish off this default, the 2 cases. Tomorrow freshly we'll start with primary key. Okay. Is it fine for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Finished? Okay. Write down case 3. I think someone has asked to upload these sessions, right? I forgot to upload today. I'll upload it. Okay. This query is whatever I have written. Case 2. Applying default for an existing table without data. Okay, so let me finish it. Okay, so then you can later write it. Yeah, so please listen this. So now I have created a table here and there is no data in it, and I haven't added the default constraint. I have removed it. Okay, and then there is no data also, right, in this case. Okay, the syntax will be like this. Yeah, to add a default constraint, please observe this, please do not write. So alter table name, same, add constraint name. Please do not write, see the screen, constraint name, and then default, okay, value, whatever value you want to put. Okay, so now in this case, guys, there is a one extra thing which you need to add in the default constraint, because see here you are telling that you are altering the table and you are giving a name, constraint name, and you are telling default value. Okay, are you mentioning anywhere for which column this default constraint belongs to? Are we mentioning in this syntax anywhere?
No. No, sir.
So when you see in the check constraint, right? So at least we are mentioning check that column name equals to value. At least we are telling the name, correct?
Yes.
But in case of default constraint, we haven't mentioned, see, default value. How the SQL server will understand for which column it is. Don't think like in constraint name we are giving a name, then the SQL will understand. No, it's not like that. Constraint name is different, your column name is different, right? So that's why we have something called for class. We just need to mention that column name. This is a one extra thing which you need to remember while adding a default constraint. So example would be alter table name, account details, and then add constraint. Constraint name will be df underscore. I think I forgot to show you the default constraints which is created by the SQL server. Na? Even default constraints also will get created when you create a while creating the new table. Yeah, so while you practice, you just observe that. So df underscore account details underscore what type, what column, let's say address, and you can add it, and default, and value should be in, if it is a character it should be in single quotes, if it's an integer it should be normal, if it is a date it should be again single quotes, Koramangala. Okay, and then for which column you need to mention, otherwise it will throw an error. See, if you go and simply execute this, no, without a for, it will throw an error. See, so definitely you need to go and append that column using for add. See, now it's executed. If you go and check your table now, refresh it and go to constraints. Can you check this? Along with this check constraints, one more default is getting added. Okay. If you want to add for other column, same thing. So alter table name, default value would be 1, and for your active column, that's it. And here also you need to change, active. You need to change your, see, you should not give same name for 2 constraints. Do remember it in entire database. Yeah. And if you go and refresh, one more is there. Now how the insertion will go, the same process guys. Number of columns minus number of default constraints. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So now what you can do, you can write, don't create the table and all, because anyway, we know it, right? So applying for existing table means table is already exist. You can simply write down the syntax and example, more than enough. Write down this.
ಓಂಕಾರು
Finished?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the insertion remains same. There is no, difference in it. Then case 3 will write. Okay. It's very simple. case 3 will be what? We just need to add some data into it. I want you to draw the table. Just wait a second. I'll just add two. You can simply, the syntax remains same, no? So there won't be any difference. So let's start from. You need not to write the syntax also, directly write the example. Let me explain first, okay? So case 3 is with data, guys. So already data is there. I think, 1 second. One second, no? I'll just frame the data, then I'll explain. So for both the rows, I'm just keeping the same data, the default ones. Okay. Yeah. So now there is already a table is there, and data also entered. I mean, by defaultly, consider that by defaultly, not defaultly guys. There is no default constraint in it. Let me just delete all these constraints. So kind of drop you need to use alter table name, drop constraint name. Okay. So let me freshly explain. There is a table where we have not null and check constraint, no defaults. Okay. And there is some data in it. There is some data in it. Now what I am trying to do is, now I am going to add a default constraint with a different branch, let's say BTM branch. Okay. Now there is already some data, right? Korma branch is there. Okay. Now I am adding a default constraint with a BTM value. Let's see what will happen. It's allowing, guys. Okay, it's allowing. Okay, it's not checking whether it is a BTM, whether existing records are having BTM address or not. It is not checking all those stuff. So it's allowing us to create this BTM. Okay, the reason behind that I'll tell you. So in default constraint, when you add a default constraint for case 3, nothing but existing table with data, now this value, I mean existing data will remain same, guys. Okay, existing data remains same, nothing will happen to your existing data. Now this default value will get append only for the future records. Understand?
In case only if we leave add is blank, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. So I'm going to add insert a new record. This is the feature record, right? 103. And I'll add Abhi and main and some different, this one and 4 and 5 and age is 25. Okay. So this is the feature record which I'm inserting after adding the default constraint. Now, so now for, okay, there's a problem.
R is small letter in PAN number. R is small letter.
Why there is a problem here?
R in PAN number there is
Status.
Okay, okay. Yeah, active column does not contains any default constraint. You need to provide a value for that. Okay, so comma 1, let's say. The only default value is address now. Yeah, it's allowing. If we go and execute, can you see? For the future records, it will come BTM. For the existing records, it remains same. Nothing will happen to that. That's what it will happen in the default constraint. Guys, it won't check the existing data. Okay, but whatever default value we applied, right, that will be applicable for the newly upcoming records. Okay, any questions?
No, we are good.
Yes. Okay, so what you can do, just draw this table first without third row. Let me delete the third row. Delete from table name where account number equals to 103. Let me know if you have any questions, anyone. Yeah, so now what you need to do is just draw this table first. Okay, then add this syntax and then this one, and at last you need to make a note saying that when we apply default constraint for an existing table with data, then existing data remains same and default constraint will apply only for future records. This is what you need to write. Okay, not point. And yeah, that's it, guys. So draw this table, then write down this example. I mean the syntax. Syntax, no, it's not syntax, it's the directly example only. Then write down insert statement, then this one, not point. So let me know if you have any questions in this, I can tell.
Vinod sir, I have a question on data type like date. So, for example, in your credit card, you will be having some expire date, right? Like it is having only month and year. So
In
how
that case, date won't help for us. So you have to go for either char of 5 or varchar of 5.
Okay, sir.
Have you understand everyone?
Sir, why this case is not same for check?
Yeah,
Check
because
constraint.
why it's not same for check means there is a condition. Na? This is not a condition. This is a value which we are giving. Correct? Understand?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. In default, we are giving a value. When you are giving a
Okay.
value, it won't check the existing records and all. It will be applicable only for the upcoming records. Whereas the check, no. So that condition will applicable for the entire rows. Okay, in that column. So that's why priorly it will check.
Okay, sir. So this is the value you are entering.
Yes.
Okay.
And let's say if you need this value for older rows, you simply go and update it. That's it. Okay, I'm just stop the recording so you can write down.